So whenever you're ready, Wolf, we'll get to that as soon as we can. We just had some cat butt, a lot of hype in chat, miniatures being popped, and now let's discover what is an Onomancer, a true name wizard. I don't want to delve just yet into what this is. We're going to get to this last and give it a spotlight, because the subclass is going to be one of the last things that we tack onto our character. I want to know who our character is first. And to do that, we have
3 plays.
Oh, all the power of the poles. At your command, I shall summon 3 capsules.
Well, so there's the one anyway. Unless, was there a multiplier that I missed? But there's at least one pull there. And so we're going to go through the process of making our character first to discover 5 seconds, stir, then stop. Sure. To discover, what is he like? Or, what are her... Is there something she's afraid of as we go through this? 4 and 5 and pull. A fuchsia cap for Wolfblade. And I'm going to call on you all in chat to help me create this character with some dice commands, which is going to be an exclamation point, a number, usually 1. Like a D8 is 1D8. There's a distinction because there's a 4D6 command and a 2D10. So a percentile is exclamation point 1D100. And by the way, here's the first one. Oh, you have a little, you have a fun little, you have an imp familiar. It's like a little mini gargoyle, but this is an imp, an unpainted imp familiar. And there's this little stinger tail. Ah. Okay, yep, be careful, Wolf. And so for those of you who have been in, who are talking in chat, I will, I'll call on you to help me build this character. And let's get things started. Coffee Cat, will you give us our first roll? Let's find out if we have a female character, a male character, or even the chance of a multi-class character. Who knows? There's a 10% chance for that. Give me a percentile roll in Strem Plox. 99. Oh, gee, Coffee Cat. Coffee Cat, I guess we're making a multi-class character here. So go ahead and, you might be on a personal cooldown here. I'll tell you what, to keep things moving on, I'll roll a percentile. 42. We have a female multi-class character, so we're going to be a true name wizard and something else. All right. Coffee, you are getting us going. Like, charge right into it. Now, what is our race? Hark. Will you please roll a D10 in chat to determine which race from the player's handbook she is? 1. Another Dragonborn. We have an anime academic city of dwarves, elves, and Dragonborn now. This is cause, and Raz, I didn't get a chance to upload the emote here, but this is another case of it writes itself, everyone. My gosh. Now, 3 of them? There was 500 bits that went through Wolfblade, and so that was 1 capsule. So I don't know if something got mistyped, maybe. So Raz, will you please roll a D12 to find out which kind of Dragonborn we have in this group? This is going to be we're making the next awesome anime show here, everyone. Truly, this is really compelling. I love it. What a fantastic bunch of characters. Sierra Echo's here. Oh, Sierra. I'll be calling on you then. Stops on a 10. A silver. We have a... All right, so we have a female, silver, Dragonborn. Those are medium-sized. I'll fill that in right now. And next up, then, Sierra Echo, will you please type exclamation point 1D100 in chat? And let's find out what her alignment is going to be using our balanced odds box. 1D100. $19, a neutral good, perhaps to counteract the lawful evil, like the strict kind of disciplinarian teacher. A neutral good character. We already know that we're making a level 17 character in total. Now, I mean, how that's going to be mixed between wizard and whatever else, I don't know, but we don't need to roll for the level of our character tonight. Though we do need to determine, are we taking... Oh, there we go. Oh, is this some snow? Or is this some rocks? Come on now. Shoo, shoo, shoo. There's got to be something else. What else is going to fall on me? I'm getting scared of the masks. No, is that it? No. Just a little bit of plaster, maybe from the ceiling kind of fell. So now let's determine... Wolfblade, I'll pull your 2 capsules here. Can you please roll a percentile, exclamation point 1D100, to determine if we're taking feats or if we're going to go all ability score increases. And I'll do the same technique from before. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have a red cap. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And you have another red cap. And 64, we're going all ability score improvements. So as we encounter them in our 2 different classes, we'll get them. Now, what is our background here? Our background, let's have Jer. Jer, if you're here, can you please type exclamation point 1D20 to help us determine which background we are going to have as our character. And Wolfblade, your first capsule is a piece of paper. My goodness, the paper is flowing tonight, everyone. So capital P paper. And you have an Orzhov Giant. An Orzhov Giant. It's an interesting piece. It kind of looks like almost like a steampunk character here. Is wielding like a big executioner's axe and is ready to take some heads. An Orzhov Giant. Hey, Josh the NES nerd. And Jer rolled our background here. And that is going to be background 14. Let me write down Orzhov Giant for Wolf. And background 14 is a sage. Oh, so now we might actually have... We have our rough and tumble IRL teacher, like who teaches the School of Hard Knocks. Now we have a sage who's also a wizard and something else here. My goodness, everyone! Again, if the story doesn't write itself here on this channel, I don't know what to tell you. Now, what kind of a sage are we? Josh the NES nerd, will you please type exclamation point 1D8 in chat to help us figure out which kind of sage we are? Lands on a 3. All right, there's our placeholder. We're sage number 3. I don't know what that means offhand. We're going to discover it when we discover the rest of the character. All right, now, normally we wouldn't roll a class because it would be a straight-up wizard. However, Coffee Cat has graced us with a multi-class wizard character. And let's discover then, in addition to being a true name wizard, Bubonic One, are you out there? Will you please type exclamation point 1D12? And thank you very much for the host, Josh. Can you roll a D12 and find out, will it blend and with what? The rare wizard multi-class. 1d12. Or wait, did I call on Josh for that one? Or, well, to keep things moving, D2, we are a bard. We are a bard wizard. And Tobias, will you please roll a D4 in chat? Exclamation point 1d4, 1 and a 2, it's a lore bard. 3 and a 4, it's a valor bard. We have a valor bard. All right, so we are going wizard bard. And this is going to be some split that will equal 17 levels. Okay. Now, for class features, neither Bard nor Wizard have any class features from the player's handbook, so we don't need to worry about that. We're going to go to our Silver Dragonborn line. And Sierra Echo, will you please type exclamation point 1D100 and let me know how old or generally where in the life cycle is this character? 58. So we have another adult. Seems like the Dragonborns are the ones teaching the uppity dwarves and the dwarf and elf kids here. All right, so this is going to be, well, because our last character was a Dragonborn, so it's 23 here. 1d23 plus 15 years. Let's roll it and find out. We have a 38. So our other teacher was 36. Now we have a 38. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. Adult. 38. Now her base height is 5'6". I'm going to roll 2d8. We're adding 4 inches, so she is 5'10". So our silver is a little shorter than our copper. And now the 2d6 here, 4. We're going to multiply 4 by 4 is 16 pounds and add that to her base weight. So she's 191 pounds. 191 at 5'10". Well, hey, you know, we generate all kinds of characters here for the challenge of, you know, playing down or playing up. Tobias, there are ancient Dragonborns younger than you. Remember that in our spreadsheet here that this is this is kind of a physical maturation. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Wolfblade. I have your second red capsule, which is also a piece of paper, by the way. So now that we have these details, as I open up Wolf's final gotcha, which is a piece of paper, Raz says the Copper Dragonsborn name is Copper Top. Hey, Lamau. Sorry about that, Wolfblade. I got so caught up here in the random rolls to find out more details about her character. Ooh. A Skyjack Rock. This is also from Guildmaster's Guide to Ravnica, and this is a mount that that the Boros Legion will ride into combat. And you see that they certainly do so. It has a saddle already, and this is another big piece here. There's the Boros insignia on its helmet barding, but it has a saddle, a breastplate. It is ready for battle, ready to go. And thank you for the support of the channel there, Wolfblade. Me like it. Good. Hey, and you know, if you're building a collection, it's great to have mounts and flyers, large figures, tiny, small, medium, etc. Okay, there's only a couple rolls left. And so, Wolfblade, can you please give me a D8 in chat for a personality trait? And then Tobias, will you please type exclamation point 4d6 so that we can get our ideal bond and flaw, and then we'll drop the last one. So our first personality trait is 6. And then while we're waiting for Tobias's roll here, Raz, will you please also give me a D8 roll in chat for our second personality trait? Pardon. Raz is giving us personality trait number 2 to go with 6. All right. While we're waiting for that, I'm going to chapter 4 in the player's handbook, the Sage, because when we create a character, I love starting with the background because it'll tell us who our character is and mannerisms and just the way that our characters experience the world. Tobias might have stepped away. Hark, can you roll 4d6 in chat for me, please? Now, being a sage is going to be... Oh, there we go. 5-2-2. Ideal 5, bond 2, flaw 2. There will be a trinket here, Raz. I'll get to it in just a second. We're going to get some skill proficiencies in Arcana and History. We're going to get 2 languages of our choice. And of course, being Dragonborn, we get Common and Draconic. Equipment: a bottle of black ink, a quill, a small kniff. You know, that could be a dagger or just a little 1-point like letter opener. Now, this is where the trinket can come into play. A letter from a dead colleague posing a question you have not yet been able to answer. There's either a lot of very tragic sages out in the world, or this is just a good roleplay prompt. That is to get you thinking in a direction of you know, something that was left to you maybe by a colleague, could or could not be dead or missing. You know, could be maybe your character, you have 2 scientists that are married together. It's your personal project, and so this is like the trinket you share between each other. And so to represent this, this is going to be this is a kind of a research focus. And this is going to be a trinket. Trinket number something. And so, Josh the NES nerd, will you please type exclamation point 1D100 to give us our research trinket? While you're doing that, we certainly we're studious. Oh, 64. It is noted. And I don't know what that is. If you all want to look ahead, you can. But I love savoring this towards the end because it further confirms that what we're doing is universal storytelling, and it'll write itself and we can weave everything together. Oh no! We are a discredited academic. Something happened to us. So yes, we're a sage, but what happened in our history that we are a discredited academic? You're back in. Oh, you're okay. No problem, Tobias. Welcome back. Something happened, and we've been discredited. Do we dabble in a taboo topic? Do we, you know, was there an accident we caused? And so while we're fully competent, something happened. Whether it's, you know, office politics or honestly, this was the one mistake that we made, and despite having a perfect record, it still got us thrown out. Yes, Celine is also a discredited academic. For all of you out there who watch our Tuesday game, Celine is a discredited academic. Our background feature is a researcher. And this will allow us to, if we don't know information, we know who or where to find it. It can be very powerful. And I mean, just look, all the background features are amazing. And please make sure that you're using them over the course of any campaigns that you're in. Heck, even on D&D time, Pete and Jeremy, I hold them to it, and I use my background features on D&D time when I can. All right, now what is our personality? We have 6 and 2. Number 6 is I speak slowly when talking to idiots, which almost everyone is compared to me. So when she gets fussy, she slows down, and this is sort of like a cue that she is upset. Now, is she misanthropic in thinking everyone's an idiot? Not necessarily. Maybe she's more of even an administrator, not even a teacher, like our other Dragonborn was, and she's just so tired of everything happening. We mentioned great teacher Onizuka earlier in character creation, with our kind of trifling class president. I'm Miss Perfect, but I'm evil. And this would almost be like the principal from that show. It could be. It doesn't have to be. Blew up a room at the library in Candlekeep reciting a spell from an old text. Ooh, that'd definitely that'd ruffle some feathers, Raz. If Candlekeep certainly took some damage in that regard. Discredited academic, someone caught you singing, dancing in a bar and it destroyed your career, but you got them bard levels going for you. Hey, yeah, being a teacher, because there's teachers in the game community here locally, and it's tough. Like if you're caught, if you're caught like holding hands with your married spouse out at the grocery store, it's almost like, well, what a scandal. How dare you set an example for kids? And obviously this is hyperbolic, but the things that can get you in trouble if you don't watch your social media, or even who sees or even thinks what. That's the extra concerning part. So she speaks slowly when talking to idiots, and I've read every book in the world's greatest libraries, or I like to boast that I have. So if it's worth reading, we've read it, and if you're worth talking to, we'll talk to you normally. Otherwise, we will talk like this. I'm going to summarize these 2 points for the sake of to keep things brief, of brevity here. And so we're going to slow talker when riled up, and we've read everything worth reading. I'll keep the numbers here so I can touch this up when I have a little bit more time. Our ideal is number 5, power. We're an ambitious little Dragonborn, aren't we? Knowledge is the path to power and domination. And despite this being an evil ideal, and we're a neutral good character, there's nothing saying that someone who, wants to benefit people doesn't mean, others, doesn't mean that she may not think, well, when I'm the top administrator, I'm not the vice principal, but I'm the principal of this anime fantasy isekai fighting high school magical girl something. And so she can be personally ambitious, but she's going to be remiss to try and throw other people under the bus, especially if they're more innocent people, and maybe not others, because our first teacher here is lawful evil, but she had the greater good as an ideal. And so we almost have this kind of yin-yang thing going on with our Dragonborns here, where we have a good one with an evil ideal, an evil one with a good ideal. Broadly speaking, this isn't a full breakdown of what alignment is. But I'm loving the mix here. Our bond is number 2, and that is, I have an ancient text that holds terrible secrets that must not fall into the wrong hands. So apparently we were up late reading all the books worth reading, and we discovered an oopsie. This is an excellent starting point for an adventure. Bonds are wonderful for world building, and it's just that they bond your character to the world. And so we have on us some kind of a verboten text, some kind of taboo scroll, or just something else, a piece of paper of the damned. And this can play into our character, Is that actually what made us become a discredited academic? Did we write this text? Was it an expose on something? Play Goblin has brought many a wizard to dark ends. Oh, gotcha. A mature title that has wonderful articles written in it. Yes, exactly, Sierra. Because you know what? When you got to get through teacher college and you want to make a couple extra gold pieces on the side, and you know you have the. See, yeah, you only read it for the article. Oh, you only read it for the ads, even not even the articles. Sierra, that is like some pro tier. That's some pro tier power reading. You're on your PC now? Well, welcome back, Wolfblade. And lastly, what is our character's flaw? Our flaw is number 2. Most people scream and run when they see a demon. I stop and take notes on its anatomy. And by the way, this is Celine's flaw as well. For any of you who watch the Tuesday game, Lethality Complex's character, the half-elf death cleric, Celine, this is her flaw. Most people scream and run when they see a demon. I stop and take notes on its anatomy. So she may not have the most amount of sense about her. Again, this could play into her discreditedness, or this could be why she has such a taboo book. And Sierra Echo, almost eerily, maybe she actually has an anatomical study of something that, people raised an eyebrow. So there you go. Either that or she's at least calling it an anatomical study. And when she was researching, I don't know, culture around the world. So this is our personality. And now let's take this personality, right? So she already has a history. She's 38. She's now come to this private academy despite her discredited status here. And she is... We'll leave it at a raised eyebrow. So she's now been hired at this private academy. And do they know her history? Or is this a case of, maybe she herself was able to, with money and affluence, because that's kind of an underpinning for this setting. She was able to restore herself. Or she had to leave teaching, and so she left teaching and went into administration. And maybe she hopes no one discovers that she has her anatomy book. Maybe it's a demon anatomy, in particular an incubus or a succubus. So now we know who she is. She's some sort of a teacher or an authoritarian figure at the school. Probably is even over. Is even over. I mean, I know you're making your copper top reference, Raz. But is probably an administrator over our teacher. And let's discover now who she is as a Dragonborn. Dragonborn get +2 to strength and +1 to charisma. We already have our age alignment and size. Our base walking speed is 30 feet. Whoops. 30 feet, giving us 15 climb, 15 swim, and 0 fly. And we rolled that she is a silver Dragonborn, and this is going to give her a breath weapon. In particular, this is a cold, a 15-foot cold. Oh, Shukan, sure. 1 gotcha for you and 1 gotcha for someone else random. Just Otherness has a suggestion. The Forbidden Book of Onomancy is the study of finding and using the power that comes from demonic true names. Otherness, you're... Yes, it is. Haha. In relation to the ideal, this character wants to coerce demons into making the world a better place, even though she knows the consequences. Oh, so this is the princess and from Has Been Hotel. And hello, James. Welcome, welcome. DC is off of con, or 5d6 cold damage. So, Shukan, you say when to stop? Stop. And, Shukan, you let me know if you can determine someone random, because I'm in a bit of a time crunch. Let me know to whom you would like to have a gotcha pull go to. And I reveal to you an unpainted, half-orc female barbarian. She's got the battle axe, a shield, a nice fur cape. Oh, a very nice cape. Her jaw is set against the wind and weather and enemies. And so, Shukan, there is your gotcha pull. Thank you so much. Oh, painting fur effects is really fun. We're also going to get resistance to cold damage because that is our dragon type here. And we already have our languages of Common and Draconic. So now these are our Dragonborn traits. We know who she is, and just otherness, you're absolutely correct that Onomancer is a book of true names. We're talking about demonic anatomy and such, and so you're 2 steps ahead, and I say that with due respect because you see where this is going. Is that a cat? No. Okay, that's not a cat. And so I believe we might know what could have gotten her discredited. Though I kind of like also like her past surfaced as because as she was studying, she had to maybe make a gold piece or two, hence the splash of bard. But we'll find out how much bard we splash. All right, so next up, we're gonna look at her classes because Coffee Cat rolled us into a multi-class Valor Bard and Onomancer Wizard. Sorcery! If only it was a sorcerer as well. Let's see, extract name, fateful naming. So we do get a resonant utterance at 6. And relentless naming. You have learned how to bypass a named creature's defenses against certain types of damage when you cast a spell that deals damage to a creature whose name you speak as part of casting the spell. So I wonder then, what if we... when do bards get? Well, at 3, of course, is when she would get her bardic college or her bardic college and her expertise. She'd get an ASI at 4, so we could go 13 and 4, or we can go 14 and 3. So she's splashing a little bit of Valor Bard. You've learned how to bypass a named creature's defenses against certain types of damage. Your dice have randomly generated Nina. Oh, snap, Nina. Okay. So Nina. Oh, we're gifting this to Nina. Yeah, she doesn't have to be present if it's a gift here. All right, so I will pull, Shukan. I will pull a capsule for Nina, in just a little bit here when we shore up our character. So I kind of like the idea. She dabbled in bardic stuff early on, and being a Valor Bard, she actually got some military training, or not military, but she learned how to fight. And in a sense, that could almost be when she was younger. She was like the students who are these gladiators, right? They go out and they fight for show. A Valor Bard is kind of the class version of that background. So she could be a returning alum, back to this academy from where she taught, went out in the world, learned true naming magic. All right. And true name magic, and has come back to maybe this is where she found, she got those 3 levels of bard here on graduation, and then she went out into the world. She used her skills. To although technically she took wizard first because that's how we're generating it. Anyway, hello raiders, all the Rin Vinderlings, welcome. I hope y'all had fun over on Rin's channel. Let me know what y'all were up to, and Rin, you are always welcome to put a link back to your channel here as well. So I like the dabbling. We started out as a wizard. We learned some real life stuff along the way, how to fight and wear armor, and we picked up some tricks, and then we went back to our books because we learned a great revelation about true name. So we're going to be a 14th level wizard, and we're going to have 3 levels of bard to give us a total character level of 17. And so let's build our wizard first. We're going to go 14 levels of wizard. And I'm not worried about spell slots just yet. We're going to get to that with multiclass here shortly. But this is going to give us a lot of cantrips. In fact, just for a short note, we are going to have 5 wizard cantrips that we're going to be able to pick up. And our proficiency bonus is based on character level. So we are a 17th level character, meaning we do have a +6 proficiency bonus. As a wizard, we are a D6 hit die class, and this is going to give us then 14 D6 hit die for our own natural recovery while we rest. No armor proficiencies. We are going to pick up daggers, darts. There's some wizard weapons, and so for the weapons, I'm going to put wizard, because that is a curated list. No tool proficiencies, and intelligence and wisdom are going to be our saving throws. We're also going to get 2 background skill proficiencies. We have Arcana, History, Insight, Investigation, Medicine, and Religion. And, given her personality, given the fact, she seeks power. Onomancy is obviously power words, names. She is someone who, who wants to figure things out, even if it brings her to, obscure or to taboo ends. And so for someone who is apparently studying fiends, I would say that religion and investigation, let's lean super heavily into her being a brain character. The best kind of wizard, a high level one. and cheer to that, says Sierra Echo. We're gonna get some starting equipment. I'm not worried about that. She's a 17th level character. She probably, if she still has her beginning quarterstaff, it's probably not the same old piece of wood that it used to be at level 1. Cantrips and spellcasting, we'll get there when we give her some scores. Don't get caught up in that. It's not too tough, and we'll take care of it at the end after we multi-class. We're going to get Arcane Recovery for being a wizard, which is going to allow us to get some spell slots back on a rest. Our Arcane Tradition, we're going to get to shortly. And we're not 18th level as a wizard. We never will be, because we took 3 levels of Bard. So really, this is Arcane Tradition is the last wizard feature that we're going to get. And but we will get some ASIs at 4, 8, and 12 from and 16. No, wait, not 16, because we're 14 and 3. So we're only going to get 3 stat bumps here. Oh yeah. So Raz, she carries the staff because she can go into the staff only rooms. I love it. I love the fun, the play on words and such. Oh, so you're all so creative. I'm digging the energy too. All right, I'm not worried about the about this just yet. As we've built our wizard as a normal wizard, not as our subclass wizard. And before we go to Bard, to take a look real quick, we need as a wizard to have an intelligence of 13. That won't be a problem. And to splash some Bard, we need a charisma of at least 13. So I'm going to put this here as kind of like a little note. This should be easy to do, though. Because you have to have these minimum scores in your original class and the class you want to multi-class into, if your DM allows multi-classing in the game. And when we multi-class into Bard, we're going to get light armor proficiency, a skill of our choice, and a musical instrument of our choice. And you know what is interesting as well? So far, all the characters can play a musical instrument. Rin, will you please do me a favor and type exclamation point 1d10 into chat to find out which instrument we're proficient with? So we're going to have light armor proficiency, and we're going to get a skill of our choice. Given her personality, she's a slow talker when riled up. I've read everything worth reading. She seeks power. She is a powerful force. Now, yes, she's neutral good, but you know, when you upset her, I want to say intimidation, I think should be her extra skill, because when she gets mad, she's gonna get super mad at you. We rolled a 6. All right, and so what instrument are we good at playing? We're gonna go to the 6th one down. Bagpipes, drum, dulcimer, flute, lute, and we have another. We have another lyre or lyra player. This is 2, and in fact, did our other? Yes. So apparently, this could very well be almost like a racial. Like the Dragonborn might have invented in this world this instrument, this little hand harp, because both of our Dragonborn are proficient at it. This all again, the story writes itself. The cultures are coming to life in front of us. Poofs into reality. Welcome, Kitty. Before we go to Bard, I do want to point out that because both Bard and Wizard are full caster classes, we're still getting the spell slot progression as a full caster. It's just that we won't have, you know, we're not going to have 9th level Bard spells. So we are going to have spell slots 4, 3, 3, 3, 3, 2, 2, I'm sorry. 1, 1, 1, and 1. Okay. Now let's find out what she's going to pick up from being a bard. That is a D8 hit die class, and so I'm going to, if I bring this over, you can see that on this sheet, if you multi-class, you can actually keep your separate pools. So we have 3 D8 bardic hit die. We do not get these proficiencies or equipment, but we are going to get bardic spell casting, and at 3rd level here we're going to know 2 bard cantrips. We're going to have bardic inspiration, and that is going to be equal to a D6. And we're going to get a number of those. Whoop. 1 second.
Adventurers here trying to roust us out of the town. The boys, most of the boys are already dead. And as you all go,
This is D&D time in the background.
direction of this figure, you stare down the set of ramshackle buildings which line this main thoroughfare, and you see
My time might almost be here.
a figure that can only be 10 years
Here.
long.
We'll listen to it. We'll listen to the boys in the background here
Creature
as we
with a
finish our build.
skin sporting long, spiny needles.
Have a dueling lyre competition?
Grin emerges
Yeah.
across his face, and two
You have to finish
silver
packing
dots
for a charity event? Have fun. All right, James, be well. Thanks for stopping in and saying hi.
Well,
So we have our bard cantrips, and we are going to also get our bardic inspiration. We're a jack of all trades with our 2 level. Oh man, she's going to be so versatile. Interesting.
Acknowledging you all,
So we're going to get, in this case, I guess, a Jill of all trades.
retreating toward him, and the horses
We're also going to get Song of Rest, so we can help people recover more hit die, which, hey, as we're recovering our spell slots as a wizard, that's not such a bad thing. And then we're going to get Expertise.
he turns back to address the rest of the
Choose 2 of your skill proficiencies, and your proficiencies doubled for them. Ooh. You gotta work. I'll see you lovely people tomorrow. Rin, thank you for raiding us, stopping by. Be well, my friend, and I'll catch you in your channel at some other point in time for some nice vampy goodness, or maybe for a Vidya game. So we get expertise in 2 skills as well. This is probably going to be Arcana because of her true name ability. And a part of me also wants to give her Intimidation, though it's probably to be super studious here.
Riding in on horses that look a little bit battered,
Probably Investigation.
that ride them, and sitting on one
Oh, D&D coming soon? Oh, lordy. Rin, keep us informed, please, if you're going to start that.
Citizen here within a small citizen here within Green Meadows, the deputy.
Thank you.
Gagged on the back of one of the cadre's horses. Yeehaw! Yeehaw! With a chorus
Oh yeah, the
of
quests
yells and
for this Friday's D&D time, they're taking place kind of in an Old West setting, and there's a cactus gang that's being tracked down.
the cactus folk that remain, yes. The
This
cactus folks that
adventure-
remain surrender.
And our Bardic College, because we did hit 3rd level, you gain proficiency with medium armor, shields, and martial weapons. So we have wizard weapons.
Which means if you were level 1, you are now
Oh, they're finishing up. My time is soon, everyone.
experience.
Martial weapons, light,
100 Bartholomew
and
bucks,
medium armor,
which
and
do any of
shields.
you wish to shop at this time?
All right, Shukan. This is what Nina's gonna get. Shukan, tell me when to stop. I'll pull, and then we're gonna go raid D&D time, and we'll shore up this character tomorrow. I'll take that goes to lunch as a stop. I pulled a green cap. This is for Nina on behalf of Shukan, and Nina is getting a Sun Elf Guard. A Sun Elf Guard. All right, quick, everyone. We gotta go raid D&D time. /raid D&D time. I'll see you all over there for the mythic battle. Oh, this is gonna be intense. I'm psyched up with all the magic we've been talking about. We're gonna get back to our wizard tomorrow. We're gonna finish her up, and we're gonna dabble in more. All right, let's get our raiding party together, and I'm going over to the D&D Time Discord. On our way! Exclamation points. See you in a minute. Be well, my friends, and we'll come back. And I hope you enjoy the show that I helped put on over at D&D Time with my character Zuzip, as we're going to go into a big battle against a big boss cactus.